Greetings, fellow gorehounds, and welcome back to another Blood Splattered vlog. I'm the Horror Guru.
And I'm Count Jackula.
And we just watched the latest Halloween sequel, simply titled Halloween. Which I do wish they had given it some sort of subtitle.
Yeah. Halloween the Return.
I know that's the common thing now where they do these, sequels, but with, remake titles. And I kind of wish they would just give them, some sort of, subtitle or something, you know?
Yeah, like I said, Halloween, the night he came back.
Yeah, something like that, you know? Like the return of Halloween, something, you know?
Yeah.
But that all being said, this is hands down the best Halloween sequel to date.
Fuck yes.
I am saying this as a hardcore Halloween fan. I love Halloween 3, I love Halloween 2, I love Halloween 4, I love H2O. This is better than all of them.
Yeah. This is hands down. This is categorically better than H2O.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit, that I wasn't expecting.
If this is a remake of anything, it's a remake of H2O.
Yes.
And done really fucking well.
Yeah. And it's, holy crap. I think it's the first one of these, a Halloween sequel that I've seen that actually tried to match the tone and the look of John Carpenter's original.
To the extent, this is the first Halloween movie where I actually felt scared.
Yeah.
In scenes.
Yeah.
I'm
it's actually super tense.
I'm actually feel scared. I am on the edge of my seat, worried, oh my god, I actually really care about this character. Or this scene is actually really unsettling.
Yeah.
And it's the first time since the original Halloween movie I felt that legit from a Halloween movie.
Yeah.
The sequels are all fun, but this is well, some of them are.
2, 3, and 4, and parts of 5 are fun.
Parts of 5. That's being generous.
Yeah. Parts of 5 are pretty good.
I listed most of the good ones. Or I think the only good ones before this.
Yeah.
But this legitimately, oh my god. I'm oh my god, the Shape is scary again. Michael Myers is terrifying again.
Yeah, they specifically referred back to him as the Shape.
And for those of you who don't know, this was co-written by Danny McBride and co-written and directed by David Gordon Green, the director of Pineapple Express, Your Highness.
Yeah.
And these are guys who are coming from a comedy background. Now, granted, David Gordon Green did independent movies before he became a comedy director, but that's what they did recently.
Yeah, that's what these guys are known for.
That's what they're known for, and who knew it took those two coming together and pitching to Jason Blum to make the greatest Halloween movie since the original.
Yeah, well, it's funny because Danny McBride's been trying to make a legit horror movie for a while now, and he finally did it.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Get Out.
Oh yeah.
This reminds me of a really well established famous comedian entering the horror genre and schooling everyone on how to do it.
Fuck yes.
This is Danny McBride schooling everyone. You guys think you know slasher movies, but this is how you do a slasher movie.
In my Halloween 2 review, which, hey, you should put a link on that in the description.
There'll be a link in the description to his Halloween 2 review, because it's awesome. It's the bomb.
Yeah. I say that one of the things about Rob Zombie is that he really understands Halloween better than anyone.
Except for Danny
McBride and Gordon Green. Because they understand all the essentials, but a whole bunch of different things.
Well, it's almost slightly unfair to bring up Rob Zombie for the simple reason that he intentionally didn't just do the same thing over again and try to recreate that feeling, because he wanted to do something different. The only reason why there's even that second half that basically is a soft remake is because that's basically what the Weinsteins wanted.
Yeah, exactly. And the funny thing is that like I said, if you watch the first Rob Zombie Halloween, that first part where it's just all about Mike Myers, while it's a huge retcon, it's actually a solid story.
Yeah.
It's a solid story, and it does feel enough like Michael Myers.
It's basically Silent Night, Deadly Night with Michael Myers.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
That'd be the first one, not Garbage Day, not that one.
Which would have been a remake I would have totally been down with him doing. But
fuck yeah!
That got remade by someone else, and that was actually a pretty solid movie.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Well, it was remade into basically a generic slasher, but done well.
Yeah.
That's basically what it was remade into.
Yeah, this one, holy fucking shit. This is
above
the
and beyond.
Only one that feels like a legit sequel to the first one, and that even includes Halloween 2.
And and that's the closest one to the original.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, but that one's got a lot more of that one feels like how to put it? the original Halloween is a legit film.
Yeah.
Halloween 2 feels like a really good flick.
Well, yeah. Well, Halloween 2 is kind of like Child's Play 2.
Yes.
It's just the solid generic slasher done well in the franchise, as opposed to the original, which is the classic. You know?
This one actually feels like a fucking sequel to the classic.
Oh God!
They said it was like a soft reboot, but I find myself going like, no, that's a lie. This is a legitimate sequel.
Well, yeah. Well, the reason why they call it a soft reboot is because they're basically ignoring the continuity established up to this point, all the continuities, and doing its own thing.
Yeah. They're doing the Godzilla thing, where it's like only the first movie counts.
While also bringing it back with the intention of making more movies after this.
Which they could totally fucking do.
Which is another thing I want to do. I do want to give some praise because I know that part of the reason why this movie was actually allowed to be good was a change in producers. Because like the original franchise ended up getting owned by like the Weinsteins and stuff, and you know how the Weinsteins handled their horror properties.
Yeah. Everything. Fully 50% of everything you don't like about the Rob Zombie Halloween movies was the Weinstein.
There was the Weinstein problem. There's a lot of stuff that Rob Zombie did that a lot of you don't like too, because it was the Rob Zombie thing. But like he would have made more complete movies if he had a little bit more.
Yeah. It would have been a remake of Halloween, but it at least would have been like a remake that had its own continuity that fucking really worked, as opposed to what happens, which is by the end of it, Rob Zombie was just kind of giving everybody the finger.
Whereas this one,
which I love, but still,
this one being produced by Jason Blum, who actually does want to make a movie that is good and actually does care about horror. Whereas the Weinsteins always just churned out horror. You know, it was a fucking mill. We're just like, we're not really putting any effort into any of this.
Yeah.
Whereas Jason Blum has a policy. He has the movies that they churn out, and then he has the movies that are their golden movies. And their golden movies they put above and beyond effort into, and those are intended to be good movies, but they won't necessarily make money, so that's why they have the churn out movies.
So
exactly. For every this or like the Belko Experiment, they do a Nun.
Exactly. Like Nun, that's the cash cow. That's not intended to be a good movie.
Exactly.
That's intended to make bling bling dollar bill, y'all, because you gotta diversify your bonds, G.
And sometimes those things match up. Sometimes you end up with like a Happy Death Day that manages to do both.
Yeah, because that was a like, look, this is a silly concept, but just go with it, make it the best you can.
You end up with a Truth or Dare, which is like Happy Death Day done poorly.
Yeah. Well, the thing that was amazing is this has none of the things. This movie has none of the things that people hate Blumhouse for.
No, because they just flat out wanted to make a Halloween movie, and so they didn't make the Blumhouse Halloween movie. They made a Halloween movie like as if John Carpenter was still making movies.
I know.
And like made this to the point where this is the first Halloween movie since the original where John Carpenter was brought on board to actually do the soundtrack.
Yeah.
They didn't just reuse his score from the original one. They had him brought in to do new themes for this.
Yeah.
And the original theme is there, but they're like all the other stuff they added.
Oh my God. They gave Laurie her own version of the Halloween theme.
Actually, I take that back. I think he did the second one score as well, but like
it's been, he hasn't been doing the score for these for quite a while.
Oh yeah. Because he doesn't really care. He's just like, okay, you're gonna make another Halloween movie? I don't care, just give me money. Whereas this one, it seemed like he actually cared.
I kind of am hoping, just as a brief aside, does John Carpenter have like a Twitch page or channel or something?
I believe he has, what are they called? Like SoundCloud? I think he's got
he has a SoundCloud.
Yeah.
But I'm like, he plays video games all the time, so I'm like, man, why don't you just make a Twitch channel, John?
He should.
Like, that'd be amazing.
He should. I would totally watch John Carpenter.
I'm sure it's just going to be an old guy playing games like, yeah, fuck you. Like, it's just going to be Xboxing. That's fine.
He loves his video games.
Yeah.
It's actually taken a huge influence on his music, actually. Like, he's...
Well, yeah, because, like, it's so easy to put that electronic sound in a video game, That synth score.
Fucking Jamie Lee Curtis. Even more so than H2O, you can tell that her heart was into this version of Laurie.
Yes, yeah.
You could tell that this was the Laurie she had always wanted to play. And she plays it beautifully. This is one of the best performances she's given in a long time, and I love Jamie Lee Curtis. She's usually good.
No Jamie Lee Curtis performance is bad.
No.
But this is above and beyond.
Like, you could tell she bled this role. and she did it amazingly.
Yeah.
This fucking, like, what do you call it? Like, survivalist version of Laurie Strode, who has basically been building a bunker for years to, like, protect herself for, like, if he were to come back.
Yeah.
Like, oh, man, it's great. And what I love about the characters and, like, the way it's written, before we even get into spoilers, is I love that it's very reasonable the way everyone reacts to her.
It is.
It's super reasonable that, like, her family thinks she's crazy and all that stuff. But it's also understandable given the context of the movie and given the fact that Michael Myers is clearly more than just a man.
There is something going on with that motherfucker, you know? Like...
Because of all that,
the movie has a lot of magical realism to it.
Yes,
you know,
like the original one kind of did with Michael Myers.
Exactly. You know? Yeah. Like, how does he fucking carry like a fucking tombstone into someone's bedroom?
He's like he's absurdly strong for a guy who's been in basically a psych ward, not lifting anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
He's like absurdly strong, and on top of that, like. There's a point in this movie, which was a great character moment, in which he gets severely injured and doesn't make a sound.
Yeah.
And it's a moment where you're like, oh man, that does sound weird, because you would expect to hear some sort of like yelp or anything.
You know.
But you don't hear shit, because he's just silent, and he chooses to be.
Yeah, and the movie establishes him very quickly, where they're like, Michael Myers is just a man. No, he's not.
Yep.
You know, no, he's not. He's something evil. And they even have, like... I don't know if it was an actual recording of Donald Pleasance or someone just doing a Donald Pleasance impersonation.
I feel like it was a recording, but I don't know. I didn't recognize the actual audio.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was, like, taken from, like, outtakes or, like, deleted scenes or what, or if they just got an impression. Because I didn't recognize it. But.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's definitely a point where they play a recording and it's Loomis.
Yeah.
You know, it's Donald Pleasance. Not Donald Pleasance.
Yeah, I think Donald Pleasance. What were you thinking of?
Yeah, Donald Pleasance. Okay, so who's the guy who's in Attack of the Body Snatchers?
Invasion of the Body Snatchers?
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
I know who you're talking about. I forget his name.
Yeah.
But Donald Pleasance is
Donald Pleasance. Okay, bald guy, Dr. Loomis.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
With the monkey in Phenomena.
Yes, yes. A reason you should watch that movie. If that monkey... by the way, if you've seen Phenomenon, you're like, that monkey plot went nowhere. You saw the wrong cut of the movie.
Watch the other cut.
Yeah, watch the other cut. Anyway, so yeah, at one point they play some recordings of Loomis.
Yeah.
And... Man, that felt so good.
Oh, it felt right.
It's felt so
That's not even
good.
a spoiler either. That's like literally how like the movie opens, so...
Yeah. Yeah, where it's like, it's just him going on about, no, he's pure evil if you let me. Like, he's like, if you let me, we would shoot him, cut him up, burn him, and then scatter his ashes.
I'd be interested to like look at the making of, to find out if that was like an actual like clip of him from like... Because I don't remember it from any movie, if it wasn't in any of the movies.
Yeah,
or if they just got like a sound alike, because that would be cool.
Yeah, either way, it's very obvious that they were like, no, we're gonna... The first movie gets all the love because why would we be making this movie otherwise?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. So, if you're a Halloween fan, you absolutely have to see this movie.
Yes.
If you're just a casual fan of the original movie and haven't really seen any of the sequels, this is the sequel you should watch.
Yes.
You don't need to watch any of the other ones. This is the one you need to watch. Maybe Halloween 3, because that's a separate thing. But, like, this one absolutely.
Yeah.
The other thing I liked is that this movie used Halloween itself.
Yes.
A lot more than any of those other sequels did.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah, and they did the thing that I'm like, this is the thing fucking Michael Myers always does, which is he sets up like a little haunted house sequence in one of his murder scenes.
It's beautiful.
Oh, it's so well done.
Well, it's where Jason got the idea to leave bodies around for people to
yeah,
jump
exactly.
scares, you know?
Exactly.
He's just fucking learning from the best. So I highly recommend this movie. It's a movie out in theaters right now, so there's not really an Amazon affiliate link for me to link. Maybe if the soundtrack's out, I'll put it down
Look,
there.
just send in a couple bucks and pretend that your ticket cost more, okay?
But before we move on to the spoilers, I do want to say that the new Blood Splattered Cinema is going to drop sometime later this week, so stay tuned to this channel. And if you are subscribed to my Patreon, you're going to get a day early than everyone else, so rock on. So let us move on to the spoilers. Alrighty then. So the first thing is a very soft spoiler that I want to talk about. I love the opening credits of this movie.
Oh, yes.
They did this really cool thing where they filmed a jack-o'-lantern rotting. and then they played it in reverse, so it starts off rotting, and then it rises back up.
Yeah.
Kind of this is a return of Halloween.
Yeah. It's like, that other shit that was going on, that's stank, baby. That's some stank-ass
fucking... It's such a simple visual idea.
Yeah.
But it was so perfect to get the idea across, and I'm just like...
The movie's full of that. Really effective, but very simple visual.
The fact that they established this little thing with mousetraps at the beginning of the movie, and it's actually a setup for the fact...
Oh my god. Yeah. Because, that thing with the dad and the mousetrap. Yes. You're like... That looks like a setup, but I can't think of anything that...
Well, yeah, is he going to, fall into mousetraps? Like, what's going to happen?
Yeah, but it's a metaphorical setup rather than a literal one.
It's a metaphorical setup for the fact that Laurie has been setting up her bunker, so to speak, as a gigantic trap for Michael for 40 years. Like, she's been doing this forever.
She has been going through every fucking contingency. And even when it goes down, it doesn't go exactly according to plan.
Well, of course, because there's always going to be an unpredictable factor. That's the fucking Laurie Strode getting revenge on Michael Myers thing, even more satisfying than H2O. And H2O was pretty satisfying in that regard.
Yeah.
That last, 20 minutes of H2O is great.
Yeah, well, this one, there's a real big, grandma kicks ass kind of aspect to this movie. And it's not in a way that is completely unbelievable.
I also love the way they characterize Michael Myers as the killer in this movie. I like that he's literally, there's that sequence. You saw it in the trailer, but it's a lot longer in the actual movie, where you basically follow him walking through multiple houses and just killing people indiscriminately. Just
because he can get in.
He's just walking onto the street, walking into the garage, grabbing a weapon, going into the house, killing the person, walking out of the house, ignoring the baby because apparently Michael Myers doesn't kill babies, and then turning around, seeing the other house, and then walking into that house and killing someone immediately. And I'm just I'm loving this.
God.
I love that because I'm just holy shit. If he hadn't gotten fixated on Laurie in the first movie, this entire town would be dead.
I like the fact that the movie hides his in the beginning before he gets the mask.
Yes.
And he becomes Michael Myers. We see him without it, but we don't get a good look at his face.
This is an interesting best of both worlds scenario in which they do humanize Michael Myers a little more than they did in the original movie.
Yeah.
Because you get glimpses of the fact that he has a normal face, more so than the original movie. You do at the end when he has the mask on and stuff. But in this movie, it's the huge build up to him getting the mask back.
Yeah.
And but at the same time he's still this force.
Yeah.
So it's it's kind of like what Rob Zombie was doing, but more like the original movie.
Yeah. You see enough of his face to realize that they kept the fucked up eye.
Yes, and the fact that he is older.
Yeah.
Way older.
Yeah. This is a man in his 60s.
Which makes his supernatural strength even more insane.
Yeah, and when they get to the end, when they defeat Michael.
Yes.
I love this. They defeat Michael, but he never stops being menacing.
Oh, yeah. And there's a little tease at the end that indicates he might be alive after the credits. It's just an audio clip, but it's a little tease because there was no way Jason Blum was going to fucking produce a Halloween sequel without the intention of making one after. Because you want to reboot this franchise so you can continue the franchise.
Exactly.
Which I'm totally down with because the main characters, Laurie Strode, her daughter, and her daughter's daughter, her granddaughter, are fantastic characters. You love all of them.
Yeah.
And you understand all of them. You understand why the daughter hates her mom. You understand why her mom hates her grandma.
Hates Laurie, or her mother.
Her mother. You get their entire dynamic, but you also, it feels so fucking good by the end of this movie to see them teaming up together and taking down this force that has loomed over their family for years.
Yeah.
Which is another thing, that Michael is not the sister in this movie. The trailers kind of gave that away. That they retconned that out of the franchise, and I was fine with it because it wasn't necessary.
No, it's completely unnecessary. It doesn't need to be there.
Which means when you make a sequel to this, do not just insert that in, because that would just be bullshit after retconning it out.
Yeah. Keep it out. Do something else.
This is the continuity in which she is not the sister, so keep that. You already had the continuity where she was the sister. And that
was pretty good. But we already did it.
like I guess 4 is technically part of that continuity, but that one's weird because like she's dead off screen. Like it's
she's dead off screen and somehow
Halloween has like 4 or 5 continuities now. You have like the original one, the sequel, and then beyond that you have the continuity that goes from 2 to 4, and then the continuity that goes from 2 to H2O.
Yeah.
And then you have Halloween 3, which is its own fucking separate movie.
Yeah, now you have this one.
And then you had the Rob Zombie movie.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
The Rob Zombie remake.
Yeah, the Rob Zombie remake. Oh, man. Yeah.
There are so many Halloween continuities right now, but you know what? I'm not complaining because this one's great.
Yeah.
This one's fucking great. I like that you actually care for all the characters, even the ones that proved to be bad people.
Yes.
You know, like even the like shitty boyfriend who gets drunk, and when he gets drunk he makes mistakes.
Yeah.
And ends up cheating on his girlfriend. You still kind of care about that dude. You know, like the dude at the beginning who's like blowing up pumpkins and shit like that. Like you still care about him when he tries to go save his girlfriend. You know, like you know, and like the fucking his girlfriend was also like she was really fun.
Yeah.
Like her she was babysitting this like little kid, and those two's exchange and they're like bickering back and forth is some of the best comedy in the movie.
Oh,
that's another thing about this movie. This is a Halloween movie that has great moments of levity in between the horror.
Yeah, yeah. But it is a horror movie through and through.
But you can tell those are the moments where the most like Danny McBride moments.
Yeah.
Where like you had the funny exchanges back and forth. And they're legitimately funny, and they actually endear you to characters that you normally would not be endeared with. Like the fucking nice guy, chubby best friend.
Yeah.
That dude could easily have been portrayed as someone completely unlikable, but instead you still kind of care about him because he's funny.
Yeah, this is very much like a kind of like post Me Too movement.
Yeah,
movie,
yeah.
Which is the funny thing is that's fine because that's kind of a timeless issue.
It's a post Me Too movement version of a Halloween sequel, but also building upon the final girl aspect of the original movie.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh man. Oh god. What else to talk about?
Fuck.
Good fucking god.
There's a lot of great like fan servicey moments in this.
Oh yeah.
Like there's a great moment in this movie in which during the battle at the end with Michael Myers, Laurie Strode is thrown off a balcony.
Yeah.
By Michael Myers, and she lands, and then Michael Myers is briefly distracted. He looks down at her. And it's the same shot from the original Halloween of him looking down the balcony.
Yeah.
Of them looking down the balcony.
The minute she spills off that balcony, you're like, oh, I know what you're doing.
And so, like,
I know what you're doing.
He gets distracted by something and looks away, and then he looks back, and then she's gone, and the Halloween singer thing. And I'm just like, oh my god, that was a beautiful inversion of the original movie scene. That was great. Yeah. There's also great moments like when he picks up the kitchen knife for the first time, which of all the weapons, that's Michael Myers' signature weapon, is just the standard kitchen knife.
Yeah. And he kills people a whole bunch of shit in this movie, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. But him like picking up that knife is like a great fan servicey moment. The moment he actually puts on the mask, it's the moment he puts on the mask felt like when you see a superhero first put on his costume.
Yes.
Like it has that much of like a heroic like feel to it. Even though you're like it's like a heroic mixed with dread.
Yeah, it's an evil moment. It's like
the other thing I really fucking adore about this movie is that it's brutal as fuck. This is Michael Myers on like hard R mode. Yeah. Like in the original movie, they didn't have much blood, so they had to like do a lot of suggestion and stuff like that. But this movie does that suggestion on top of having the murders being bloody as shit.
Yeah, but this movie also did succeeded where the remake of Friday the 13th kind of failed.
Oh yeah,
because the big problem with Friday the 13th, the remake, is they recreate the kills, but you're wondering, like, why?
Yeah.
You know,
it's kind of pointless, because part of the fun of watching a Friday the 13th sequel is to see the new kills.
Yeah.
If you're not going to do new kills, then that's kind of redundant.
Yeah, but in this one, they recreated a lot of the kills from the first movie, but in completely different ways.
Oh, yeah, like some of them are even, like, off-screen, like them finding a guy who's hanging
Yeah, finding the guy speared to the wall. Yeah, you know, like really good callback.
It's so good. But the kills that are on screen, and some of the stuff that's off screen, like the fucking like him pulling that dude's jaw off screen.
Whoa!
So you see his jaw all unhinged, and then him dropping the teeth into the stall. Like That is way more brutal than the original 2 Halloween movies.
Oh, yeah.
That's like more like Halloween 6 or more like Rob Zombie's Halloween in terms of brutality.
Yeah, it really was.
But like melded into a movie that is also very subtle and like has like moments of like tension and suspense.
Yeah. I like the fact that the entire time people are like, Mom, you have to get over Michael Myers. Mom, you have to get over Michael Myers. She's like, no, I have to kill him.
You know? There's that really awkward exchange in which she's like, I've been praying my entire life for him to get out. Why would you do that? So I could kill him. And I'm like, if this was a worse actress, and if this was a lesser movie, that would be a goofy as fuck moment.
Yeah.
But it's actually really effective in this movie.
Yeah. Because everyone's just at the top of their form, and
everyone. And I love a lot of the David Gordon Green style he uses in this movie. Is like the kind of casual way he films the normal life scenes of like people talking to each other. They feel so casual. It feels so natural. It feels so real. It doesn't feel like staged things. It's not like we're watching a Scream sequel, you know? Where everyone's speaking in like super quippy dialogue. Everything feels real. To the point where you believe this. Like even more so than the original movie, this Haddonfield feels like it's actually in Illinois. They filmed in South Carolina.
Which is a lot closer to Illinois. It just looks a lot closer to Illinois than California.
But I did like that there were certain scenes in which they either filmed in California or found a place in Illinois that looks like Southern California.
Yeah.
So they could double it.
Yeah. So the whole thing, the whole thing works.
I also love the inversion of expectations where they like set up something that's like, oh, is he going to be standing in the clotheslines like in the original movie, but he's not. He's somewhere else, and it's like,
yeah. Oh my God, the moment where it looked like they killed Michael Myers.
Oh man, that was a great moment.
Holy crap!
That was the moment where I realized I have no idea where this movie's going.
Exactly, because like you found you're sitting there. This one scene happens, and you're like, holy shit!
Where's this going?
Where are we going now? Did they actually just kill Michael?
Yeah,
because they could have.
Because that particular scene is a twist that I don't know if I want to spoil. I might leave that for you to go watch for yourself because I need you to go out and see this movie.
Oh yeah, go out, watch it today. It's great.
But yeah, there is like a bit of a twist about the halfway point that like changes the entire like mode of the movie all of a sudden.
Yeah, how to put it? Like it was one of those like, are in fact we going with? Was it the boogeyman? I think it was. Yeah. Like, how literal are we gonna make this?
Where are we going? I don't know. That moment's great. That moment's fucking great. I love that they brought the cop back. The deputy.
Oh yeah, the guy from the cop from the first movie. Yeah,
it was great to see him back. But like it's great to see Laurie Strode, but it's also great to see some other characters that are returning and stuff.
Yes,
that was pretty beautiful.
Yeah, it was also really nice when Laurie and the cop run into each other.
Yeah,
and instead of having like some sort of really contrived, Laurie, I don't believe you. They're just like, all right, we gotta fucking find Michael Myers. We gotta fucking stop this guy.
Find this son of a bitch.
Like Laurie, like you gotta do this. Yeah, hey, how you doing, man? Like we gotta fucking kill him for real this time.
I also love like Danny McBride being a comedian and understanding humor and understanding conversational humor.
Yeah,
really benefited this movie because it meant like little scenes like the cops arguing over the PB&J.
Oh yeah,
made you really like those two characters before you knew they were about to die.
Yeah.
And I really liked that. Because, like, even small characters' deaths, you actually do care.
Yeah, you actually do. Oh, my God. The one kid that gets killed.
Oh, my God. That kid's so...
man.
It's the most unfair death.
Yeah.
This doesn't deserve it. Oh, man.
Yeah. Kid. You're just like, oh, you poor kid. Like, that's
it was the moment where you're
right.
like, okay, Michael Myers means business this time around. He's not fucking around.
Yeah. He may save a baby, but, like, look... You
wonder, is it because the baby is pure, or is it because he just doesn't care about the baby, so he's just gonna leave it to die on its own?
Yeah.
He's gonna get the slow death.
You know, it's like one of those like things where it's like, well, if it's old enough to run away, it's old enough to be killed.
Maybe, yeah.
You know, like,
maybe the hunter needs prey that fights back.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Maybe that's why he likes Laurie. She's the final.
She fights back. Oh, good point. Yeah,
but then again, like he was obsessed with her in the original movie to the point where he was like stalking her around town before he knew that. So
yeah,
he just seems to have some.
And his motivations are remain mysterious in this.
Oh, movie. I love that. They kept enough of that air of mystery that's necessary for Michael Myers to continue to be scary.
Yeah.
Because you can't humanize him too much if you want him to be scary.
You can't humanize him too much, and you can't make him too overtly supernatural.
Yes.
You know, you can't pull off.
If he started like pulling people across the room with telekinesis, it'd be like, we just jumped the shark. Like that.
Oh yeah, no, that wouldn't work. Like that's something
you could do that with Jason.
Yeah, you could do that with Jason.
You could do that with Hellraiser. You could do that with Freddy, but you couldn't do that with Michael.
No. Michael needs to feel very grounded.
Yeah, like I think it was supernatural realism or magical realism.
Magical realism.
Is a good way to describe it. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing breaks. Nothing overtly supernatural happens, but you are constantly wondering.
Everything is plausible. It's just unlikely.
Yeah. Because you are like, because especially by the end, you are like, is he actually really the boogeyman?
Is he the boogeyman?
Don't know.
Well, I did love that line. It's like, you don't believe in the boogeyman? You should.
Yeah.
Some of the expositional dialogue I would say was a little clunky, but it's just only a minor thing. Like some of like we're just gonna flash back to the flashback now, and I'm just like, that could have been done better. But that's like a minor complaint.
Oh, it's super minor.
Super minor because it doesn't really matter.
No.
They had to get that exposition in somehow, and they made it work.
Yeah. God damn it. I also like the fact that they kept a detail from the first Halloween movie that I don't think that any of the other sequels have really followed up on.
Yeah.
Which is watching an old horror movie on television.
There's a moment in which they're watching Voyager.
Yeah, they're watching Voyager. Another was Repo Man.
Repo Man
showed up.
Which is great. And I'm like, is this going to follow the tradition of the original Halloween? Does that mean David Gordon Green's going to remake Repo Man now? Is that what's going to happen? Because the original Halloween showed Thing from Another World, and then John Carpenter went on to remake The Thing. So
Yeah. Oh, I could fucking stand Gordon Green making a sequel.
Well, here's the funny
Repo
part.
Man.
He would be the perfect person to make a Repo Man sequel, because imagine his stoner comedy sensibilities combined with the filmmaker who made this.
Yeah.
With this style that he was using here to make a movie for like Repo Man, he would knock that out of the park. Especially if he gets like Danny McBride and his like friends.
Oh yeah, God yeah.
Yeah.
Like that would I love Repo Man. I love that movie.
And I love this movie.
This movie is great.
I don't know what more else to say, guys. I highly recommend this movie. And where can they find you?
Oh, you can find me on YouTube. I'm Count Jackula. You remember me. And you can find me on Instagram as Satanic Jackula. And you can find me on Twitter at Count_Jackula. I also have a Twitch page, which is where we're going to be streaming for the foreseeable future. And that's where you should absolutely check me out. I'm on Count Jackula on Twitch. Follow me there. Watch us every Thursday at 6 p.m. and every Sunday at 9 p.m. and that's Pacific Standard Time.
Hell yeah. You can find me on Twitch, you can find me on Twitter, and you can find me on Facebook under The Horror Guru or Blood Splattered Cinema. Mainly The Horror Guru on all those other ones, with the exception of Facebook. And if you would like to support my channel more directly, I will include the link to my Patreon page in the description below. And a reminder, Blood Splattered Cinema will be returning this week, and if you would like to get the episode early, a day early, then be sure to subscribe down.
Yeah, and if you're and even if you can't do that, if this is your first time here, slash that like button.
Slash that like button.
Fucking do it.
Fucking ring that notification bell with your fist. And with that said, my fellow gorehounds, peace out, and I'll catch y'all later.